Alright, fam. Still got the grainy vision because the lighting situation. But hey, it's a beautiful morning. Going out there. It was just raining, so the air is coming in. It's all nice and fresh. So be sure to join us. We're going to talk about reintroduction. So we made it through the first 3 parts of the warrior's journey, for the hero's journey, the rites of passage. Now, we're going to get to the final part. Be ready. Alright, thank you for joining us, man. We about to kick it. Alright, first off, I forgot to announce on the morning session, but the case will be here on Friday. Still working on it as we speak. Damn. That's 7 push-ups. Alright. Hold on. Had to knock those push-ups out, right? Injected racial scripts. Countering instructional design of racism and anti-blackness by way case of Mayo. Gonna be a powerful piece. We got room for possibly 10 to 15 people on the Kuumba session, but the Nia session on the 11th will be free and is open to the public. We can take as many people as we can handle, maybe about 250. But for the River Touches Part 2 of Warrior Healer and Builder Seminar, we're only going to be able to take about 10 to 15 people. And slots are filling up slowly but surely. $99, fam. Invest in yourself. Now, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Alright, check this out. Before I even get into this, right? I mean, actually, I'm gonna find a way to plug this shit in, right? So, I've been hearing all of this talk about Jay-Z's album, right? 444. I'm sitting up here like, so I'm waiting for all the hype to die down so that I go on and get this album and listen to it, right? You know, because like, I like Jay-Z. I have always liked Jay-Z. The Magna Carta really, was alright, but the piece is, Jay-Z is, we almost the same age, you know what I'm saying? And so I decided to check the album out, right? Right, I'm listening to the conspiracies, I'm listening to the pluses, I'm listening to the negatives. So before, I ain't getting into that, right? Before boom, I'm going to the conscious community, to the conscious channels, going to the political channels, I'm going, Jay-Z's album, blah, 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 Jay-Z. right? And I am just gonna say, personally, I listened to it once. I had to turn the damn thing on and listen to it again. I had to listen to it again. I had to listen to it again. The samples were so good that I had to go and I had to find where he got these samples from, or whoever produced it, where they got the samples from. I started looking into the samples. And what I want to say about the album is that I honestly believe that this is a grown man, this is a grown person's album, right? It's a grown person's album, and I understand a lot of the naysayers, because you need those, right? You need people to be on that shit. You need people to be on there. Politically, it's not correct. Economically, it's not correct. You need people coming out saying this type of shit. Then you need the people with the symbols, right? Blah blah blah, and all this. You need all this, right? But I enjoyed the album. Fuck all that. I enjoyed the album, right? Especially track 444, 444. I enjoyed 444. I enjoyed Family Feud. I enjoyed Bomb Bomb. Those was my three. I mean, those was three in a row. Those my. I like the story of OJ. I like that shit too. Hell, Kill Jay-Z. I like that shit too. So I give it a thumbs up. As far as Brother Nyame, I can't do it for the whole tribe because I won't do that, because I got some young stars, young coming uppers that's rhyming too, so they got to do their own shit. But for me, I give it a thumb up. Grown man's album, right? And I'm giving you another grown man album while you sitting there, right? Another grown man album, right? Because the pieces that I look for is the evolution of hip hop, right? So, I'm hearing people fitting the narrative of the album to fit into their shit. So let me do my little piece on it, right? 444. We're still processing you. Good grief. All right. 444, right? And I hear people like, they fit into their mode. Now, let me tell you, as far as me, right? All right. Most tracks on the album, if not all tracks, are 4 minutes and 44 seconds long, right? 444. When you take those now, for Nyame, when we look at 4 is the number of order, right? You get 2 4s. You got 2 4s. You got 4 and 4, which equals 8. Now, when we look at it in the way that we look at the numbers, the first number, when you're looking at the numbers, right? So if we're looking at the number 40, right? We're looking at order. Now, the first number is the number that you're trying to master, the skill you're trying to master. You're trying to master order. But how do you learn about order? You learn order through the 0. Right? You're mastering order through the 0. Right? The hidden. Right? Now, so we go to 41. That's mastering order through interdependence. Number 42. Mastering order through cooperation. Right? Through the lens of cooperation. This is the lens that you're going to look at order through cooperation. 43. Mastering order through communication. 44. Mastering order through order itself. Right? So the first number gives you what you're trying to master. The second number gives you the lens through which you're looking at it. Then we get to the 3 digit. Then we get to the 4th digit. But we ain't got to worry about that because most of us don't live that damn long, right? So now, 444. Right? Now, what happens? 444. All numbers in a number system break down to 1 digit. Right? So I'm hearing some motifs where they're breaking it down to only 2 digits, where they're breaking it down to 1 digit, but I think they're breaking it down to the wrong 1 digit, right? It's 444, which comes out to be 12. Brother Hatim, 12 is not a 1 digit number, but then you take it and you add 1 and a 2. So when you're dealing with numbers, you add across. So 12 comes out to be, or 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. 12, you take 1 and the 2, you add those, they become 3. Numbers about communication. The whole piece behind Jay-Z is communicating a whole new vision for hip-hop. Communicating. I apologize. Communication. Better relationships. Nobody wins when a family feuds. Communication. Right? Communicating new ideas. Right? So this is very powerful. I think I personally like the album. Now the only album that I would place up on that came out this year, up on above that at this point in time, is the God Box. Actually, I gotta listen to those side by side, because the God Box is cold, right? I'm supporting David Banner because David Banner been on this, right? Jay-Z's just coming in on this, at least on the musical tip. David Banner been speaking this shit for a long time, right? So I have to pick up David Banner and the God Box, because I first day when they announced that it was out, they got that money, right? Jay-Z have been streaming it, right? But he been, as he say, he been feasting off of the streams, right? And I can dig that, right? But hey, that's my review on that piece. Now let's get to the reinitiation. Not the initiation, but reintroduction, right? Now, we can even use the album, right? So, when an artist goes in to create an album, first off, the artist get the call for the album, right? Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully, it's not the call from an A&R, it's not the call from a record company, it's the call from the spirit, right? Boom. You get the call. So then, he has to separate himself, right? Or herself, to create the album. That means they go through their little piece, they go into their own little realm to create the album, right? Boom, boom. They still might have contact with some, but they're not doing all the same shit that they used to do in some form of fashion. In order to separate ourselves, we need to remove all of the outside, all of the old influences, and inject ourselves into a new world. When I'm creating the album, I'm going through the pains. Those of you that are artists, you understand what I'm saying? When you go through the pains of creating something. Like when I had to, you know what I'm saying? It took me years to come out with my first book because of the mistakes and stuff in it and the grammar. I ain't know, my confidence went up. And, before I shared it with anybody, I sat on the book for years. Fear, right? Fear. So I stayed separated. I stayed in the initiation process, right, for a long time because of fear. I didn't know if the world would accept what I was bringing. And this is a constant struggle with heroes, right? Because you go into this other realm, you bring this information, and you don't know if the world is going to accept it. And sometimes a lot of the people that do come out, and why a lot of people might not like going in and coming out, because it's a terrible thing when you come back with what in one world was gold and you bring it back and the world just don't accept it. It's crushing. I done been there. Shit, I do that shit all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? So now, as an artist, you initiate. You start this thing, you breathe life into this thing. And in breathing life into this thing, right, it's time for reintroduction. When you come back in the world and you bestow your gift on the world, right? And in most cases, the gift is you, because you came out of the matrix. You pulled yourself out of this thing that we call the matrix. You pulled yourself out of the world. Now you coming back and you bringing a new life. You bringing a new energy. You bringing something that's needed. You bring in your gift from another world. Now, whether the world accepts it or not, that's their struggle. Your struggle is that you have completed your duty. You have done your due diligence. You have fulfilled part of your purpose, if not your whole purpose. So now, whether the world accepts the gift that you bring or not is no longer your concern. Right? Hell, you might need to, as they say, get back to the lab and go through the whole process again. So, you know what I'm saying? So even with artists, see, this process can be used. This process is what the 21-day Gusaba Challenge is based on, right? Call, separation, initiation, reintroduction. Right? You're coming back to the world and you bring in the power that you have harnessed over the time, over your initiation time. We all need time to initiate. We all need time to start our growth process. And that happens within the separation period because it's hard to grow where you are. It's hard to grow in your comfort zone. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? And the issue is most of us can't do it. We have to be pulled out. You know? Now, this is when I found out how important initiation was. When I got shot, right? I was in a 7-year, right? Y'all look at my dates. If you look at the end number of the dates, that'll tell you what year we are in as overall, right? But each of us have a personal number for the year. See, we got to understand, right? When I say the best life is built on a systematic process, we got to understand there's a system out here. We might not understand the system, and this is where we get to calling shit chaos because we don't understand it, right? Shit just happens, right? But we're in a universe where if you believe in a higher power, listen, I'm throwing this out here for you, regardless of what you call it, right? If you believe in a higher power, regardless of what you call it, how in the hell can you have chaos? If you believe in a higher order, how could there be chaos? Right? So this comes down to the point of what do you really believe? Right? So when I hate when this happened because I forgot the point I was trying to make. I'm getting old, family, and I love it. But the piece is, when we are in a process, right, there's no accidents. When we're in our life, there's no accidents, right? There are no mistakes, there are lessons. There's, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to plug y'all into something bigger. But if we truly believe in the creative force, if we truly believe in a creative power, of one source, there could be no chaos, right? We look at the systems and we look at the things that we don't understand and we say that it's chaos. But our ancestors left us systems so that we could start plugging in and we could start making sense of it. So when you hear me breaking down the numbers, right, or you hear other people breaking down the numbers, that's a systematic process of looking at the world. You don't have to agree with it, right? It's not the only truth out there. It's not the only way. All cultures have developed methods of being able to look into the world and make sense of the world. The issue comes when you think that your sense of the world is the only sense of the world. And you try to dominate and get other people to plug into your shit. You proselytize rather than live and demonstrate for your kids. Right? We don't come from a proselytizing people. You know what I'm saying? You was born into this. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yoruba's a culture. It's not a religion. That's what people understand. Yoruba's a culture. Wolof is a culture. Kemet was a culture. So, and I want y'all to understand this. Islam is a religion. Judaism is a religion. My fault. Judaism is a culture. That's what makes it different from Islam, Christianity. You have to be born a Jew. You have to be accepted into the Jewish community. You can't just be all of a sudden be like, I'm a Jew. Right? You know what I'm saying? You got to be accepted into the culture. You can't just be a Jew. You got to be accepted into the culture. It's a culture. See, and a lot of us confuse cultures with religions. Cultures don't proselytize. It cut off on me again. Cultures create themselves through the life process. This means that I pass on my culture to my children. I don't go out and hunt for other people and try to convince them that my culture is the only one. That's a chief difference. Cultures create themselves. Cultures fuel themselves. Cultures build upon themselves rather than going out and trying to destroy other cultures. Now, you do have those destructive cultures who believe that they are the only ones, but that's more of a viral sickness. That's more of a mental sickness. That's more of an ailment, right? That if we don't heal soon, we're going to have to get rid of it, right? So now, this is Brother Tim saying, look, so now, many of y'all are, and this is the importance of the hero's journey. This is the importance of the process. Being able to identify where you are, or being able to plug in with a group that can help you identify where you are. Are you receiving a call? Are you in the separation phase? Are you in the initiation phase? Or are you in the reintroduction phase of it? You know what I'm saying? Where are you at? You know what I'm saying? Where are you on the number scale? Right? Where are you universal when you look up in the star? Where are you at? You know what I'm saying? Because this is some of the questions that you have to start really wrestling with so that you can really start getting into the now. So when you walk into the meeting, or you walk into the meeting and you need to ask for something where you could totally be present. See, because this is the magic of us, family. Look, we get present when we go dancing. We get present when we on the football field. We become present when we on the basketball field. Some of us become present when we are on the mic. Some of us become present when we doing videos and telling jokes and shit, right? And that's beautiful and that's powerful. But the piece is, we don't realize that same presence can translate in business, right? It translates. So when I'm in a meeting asking for something, if I'm partially there, I'm going to get a partial response. But if I'm totally there in the meeting, I'm going to dominate the meeting. People going to be looking at me. People going to give me what I need. Why? Because I'm totally there. Totally present. A lot of us, we miss out on our power. Right? We think the resources, because this is very important to be able to, because culture comes from land, and be able to control the land and be able to control territory. It's very important to be able to control that. But family, we got to realize that our first wealth outside of land and outside of territory is us. It's us. What made me dominant on the battlefield makes me dominant in the boardroom. What makes me dominant on the basketball court makes me dominant in the boardroom. What makes me dominant in football makes me dominant in entrepreneurship. The ability for me to be present. Some of us can only be present when we on the dance floor. God damn it, translate that energy. Translate the presence. Because I want you to really think about what some of these people are doing when they're dancing. They're getting totally into the music. They're totally there. They're able to feel their whole body, and they're able to move certain parts and right on time. They're right there in the rhythm, right there in the crux. They're present. they're in a meditative state. Matter of fact, it's beyond meditation. It's beyond. They are at a Zen point, what the Japanese call Zen, right? They are the Zen. They're present. And the piece is, we need to teach our young people and teach some of the adults how to take that presence that they have as the thing that they are best at, and be able to use that same presence when they need it most. Right? This is what the hero learns. This is what the hero brings back when he is initiated, and when he or she re-enters society. Totally present. Even if people can't accept the gift, totally present. Why? Because you know the past is gone. You know the future may never come. He's shaping it right now. So he presents his gift, and he fulfills his mission, or she fulfills her mission, and she leaves the rest to us. So family, this is Brother Tim. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank you, all those new subscribers that I'm getting. I ain't going to say all those few subscribers I'm getting, because we got a small circle. Everybody can't do the toast. Everybody ain't got the stamina for this type of shit. If you got the stamina for it, I salute you, right? Be sure to get on that 21-day Sour Challenge and let me know what it is you want to work on, so that I can go on and help you. I can help you design the program that will help you. Hell, for some of y'all that's been around long enough, I'll change the calendar so that it'll be personalized for you. This is what it's about. Because I can't grow unless you grow. And you know what I'm saying? As my man said on 444, nobody wins when the family feuds. Right? So, hey, I'm out. Peace. Thank you for watching the video. I want you to subscribe. Click the bird right there, the fiery bird. And I also have a special video just for you, right there. And for those that want more information about Nyame Journey, go to our site. It should be right about there. Peace.